It's the end of winter. We're in the middle of spring training, and I want to talk about the boys of summer. Welcome to Quick Hits. I am Josh Baker. You might notice I'm speaking just a little bit softer than usual on this one, so that guy from the after credit scene from last week can wet himself with happiness. But it's not because of him. The reason is due to, well, personal life time constraints from a new job, running a business, and a newborn. So, I'll be recording this episode in the middle of the night like a thief as my wife sleeps and the baby is in between feedings. I do apologize for the lack of grand gesturing in advance, but I do hope to include just as much swearing as usual. So let's get on with it. The temperature is up in the great state of Michigan, and spring training is in full swing. And before you know it, April 1st is going to be here. April 1st is opening day for the Detroit Tigers. Now let's keep in mind, I'm talking about spring training. And, spring training isn't about wins and losses. It's about talent evaluation and filling out the roster. But, that being said, the Tigers are 5-2 with a tie in the preseason. Yeah, a fucking tie, I know. In the preseason as of the recording of this episode. But by the time this shit airs, they might have gone ahead and fucked off and lost to the Yankees. Only time will tell. Now, the only team above the Tigers in the Grapefruit League is the 4-1 Miami Marlins. Keep in mind, though, that spring training has been a little bit odd this year. Through March 13th, the games can be 9 innings, or 7 innings, or 5 innings, depending on what the two teams agree to prior to the game. In fact, an inning can just be ended by a defensive team after the pitcher has thrown 20 pitches. Why? Because, why the fuck not? It's spring training. But back to the Tigers. I honestly didn't plan on having anything optimistic to say about this club at this point. I mean, after last season and all, I was fully prepared to embrace a 40-win season rebuilding year of suck, with new manager A.J. Hinch just getting started here. I got high hopes for the guy, but let's be real, it's his first season here. But I do think we might just pull some optimism out of our happy asses after all. Now let's talk about the Tigers infield. At third base, Candelario is batting .250. This is what he does. This is who he is. He is a career .250 hitter. It's just what you're going to get. I am a little concerned, though, that this is what we're getting out of him in the preseason. Now, Willie Castro, on the other hand, is putting out. The shortstop is batting .417 in the Grapefruit League. He is a career .291 hitter. I'm excited about this. This is my excited face. Greg Garcia is at second base and batting .200. He's a career .268 hitter, but that's okay because we got Jonathan Scoop. He will be the starter at second base for the regular season. Now, he hasn't played any preseason ball. He is in Lakeland, but he has to pass a few more protocols to start getting in the damn game. Harold Castro has been at first base. He's a career .231 hitter and not a long ball kind of guy. Why the fuck do we have him? I don't know. Because much like his Cuban communist counterpart, Mr. Castro, is not the answer. But former Oriole Renato Nunez is getting that spot. He had 31 home runs in 2019 and 12 in a 52-game season last year. He is the answer. Catcher Wilson Ramos is the pickup of the offseason. So far, so good. He's batting .400 with one dinger in 10 at-bats this preseason. Getting production out of your catcher is something that the Tigers haven't seen in a minute or two. And that is our infield, ladies and gentlemen. As for the outfield, you might want to lose your love tonight. Jacoby Jones, Robbie Grossman, and Nomar Mazara are the Tigers' 250-ish batting average outfield. So Detroit has an infield that should knock the ball down defensively and get quality outs. And they might just provide some decent numbers at the plate. They just don't have anyone that you would recognize if you passed them on the street while they were wearing their own damn jersey. They could be handing out autographs and you wouldn't even know to ask. Detroit does have some young pitching talent that could come around and produce typical trade-worthy talent for the Tigers, because that's what the Tigers do. Bring up great pitchers and send them on down the line. And the outfield, well, the Tigers are not exactly odds-on favorites to win any pennants this season. But do I think that they are an unwatchable, basement-dwelling abomination of America's greatest pastime to come this year? Absolutely not. If the Tigers put up 75 wins this season, we should all rejoice. That's a good season. If they don't, well, that's fine too. It's a rebuilding year. Gotta trust the process after all. This is Quick Hits, and I am Josh Baker. Sometimes I guess you're gonna miss shit when you're this sleep deprived. I missed the last fucking slide, for crying out loud. It's not your fault. Hell, it's not even my fault. We're doing this in the middle of the night. For fuck's sake, by the end of it, we keep doing it this way, it's not going to be Quick Hits with Josh Baker anymore. It's going to be Pillow Talk with Josh Baker.